Welcome to Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. I'm Peter Gross, co-host of the original Wild Kingdom with Marlin, Perkins, and Jim Fowler. If there's one thing we've learned when filming Wild Kingdom, it's that nature can be harsh. Not all animals are strong and healthy enough to survive. In tonight's episode, we'll explore the relationship between predator and prey. Each plays an important role in keeping animal populations in check. The old and the sickly animals are naturally weeded out, leaving the strong and the healthy to produce the next generation. In fact, predators are only successful about 50% of their attempts to catch food. This reality can seem harsh, but it's absolutely necessary to create that delicate yet natural balance of the animals in the Wild Kingdom. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdoms. Mutual of Omaha.
Hello, welcome to Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. When one talks about the desert, the first thought is of arid desolation, sand dunes, and burning sun. Well, that's only partly true, for no matter how dry the desert is, it always contains an amazing variety of vegetation and wildlife.
I was surprised to learn that nearly 1/5 of the Earth's land surface is made up of what can be called true desert. That is, those areas having less than 10 inches of rainfall a year. Geographers say that there are 12 major desert areas in the world. The Sahara, which is the largest of all, the Australian, which covers nearly half of that continent, the Arabian, which is the largest sand desert in the world, the Kalahari in Africa, the Gobi in western China, and the North American desert.
One of the most spectacular sections of the North American desert is the Sonora. It covers nearly 120,000 square miles, ranging from central Arizona down into the state of Sonora in northern Mexico. It was in this section of the Sonora that we had one of our most exciting adventures, capturing a marauding mountain lion. To get there, we had to travel from Tucson at the hottest time of the year, south through the Sonora. This is the land of the skyscraper cactus, the giant saguaro. These huge plants soar to heights of 50 feet and sometimes weigh as much as 10 tons. After a long hot drive into the heart of the desert, we arrive at a camp set up by scientists of the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum. They had invited us to share their camp. A real veteran of the desert is Lou Walker, Associate Director of the museum. Bill Wooden, the museum's director, is also a man who loves and knows the desert. A young turkey vulture is getting free room and board in their camp. When he's fully grown, he'll have a wingspread of over 6 feet and be one of the desert's most valuable scavengers. Bill tells us they've been having excellent luck in this area, and we probably wouldn't have far to go. Jim and I felt we could cover more ground if we split up. Near a clump of prickly pear cactus, I see my first desert dwellers. They're antelope ground squirrels. These little fellows evade their enemies with their amazing ability to move freely through the spiny cactus without hurting themselves. Looks like it's lunchtime. The soft, pulpy cactus, besides providing food, is an important source of water for them. Looks pretty good. there's a sound that makes you stop, look, and listen. From the sound of that rattle, he could be a big one. It's a western diamondback, a beautiful specimen. A cactus patch is no place to try to bag nearly 6 feet of rattlesnake. This is going to be tough. He should be put in the bag tail first, but I've got too much snake for my bag, so I'm going to have to put him in head first. The danger here is that his head gets uncomfortably close to your hand. Next time, I'll bring a bigger bag.
I hadn't gone far before I spotted a collared lizard. He gets his name from the brilliant markings around his neck. A long pole with a noose on the end is the only way to catch these speedsters. It takes a little practice to carefully slip the noose over his head. A quick jerk completes the catch. It takes a little care in getting hold of him. He's not poisonous, but I can tell you that his teeth are plenty sharp. A beautiful specimen like this will be a valuable addition to our collection.
In an open area, I saw a young pack rat scurrying through the cactus, and for a good reason. A Gila monster is on his trail. This fellow is poisonous. Careful now, he can whip that head around with lightning speed. If he ever gets those teeth in you, he can really hang on. He doesn't have hollow fangs, but oozes venom from between his lower lip and his grooved teeth. He won't bother you unless you bother him, and believe me, it's a good idea not to bother him. The little pack rat decides he'd better get a place to hide. A few stones packed in the right place, and he's got a wall to help keep out his enemies. After we had left the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum camp, we started on the long trip south to the foothills of the Sierra Madre Mountains to capture a mountain lion that had been killing cattle. A rancher friend of the museum was waiting to take us there. Flying is the only practical way to cover the vast stretches of burning sand dunes that lie between here and Mexico. The sand dunes of the Sonora are very similar to the ones I've seen in the Sahara and Arabian deserts. It was my guess that these dunes reached heights of 200 to 300 feet. This was no place to have to be forced down. With the Mexican border behind us, we soon see the Pinacate craters ahead. Spread out below are more than 100 lava beds, a reminder of the violent volcanic action of the past. This crater is nearly a mile wide and hundreds of feet deep. It looks like a scene from another planet. After crossing the Pinacates, I knew that we were not far from our destination, the foothills of the Sierra Madres. This country is rock-filled and rugged, and ruling over it all is the mountain lion. This is his domain, and the only enemy he fears is man. The mountain lion is a powerful predator, and capable of killing nearly any animal in North America. He is seldom seen in this rugged country, except when flushed out by lion-hunting hounds who have found his elusive trail. We had been invited down here to help in the capture and relocation of a mountain lion that had been killing ranchers' cattle. The man who was brought in to head up this job is famed mountain lion hunter John Lilly. Lion hunting is something that the Lilly family has been doing in the Southwest since pioneer days. John told us that he'd found a freshly killed steer near a water hole. The deer population was down in the area, and the lion had turned to killing livestock. From the size of the tracks, John figured it was a big male. If we got on the trail right away, the hounds could pick up the scent. Hunting lions is impossible without good hounds, and John Lilly's are among the finest in the world.
Good horses are important too. John had provided us with 2 mares that were not afraid of the smell of a lion. He preferred a big, sure-footed mule called Blackjack. John told us that hunting lions is 90% trailing and only 10% roping and catching. We knew that once the hounds got the scent, we'd have a long, hard ride through some of the roughest country in North America. When we got to the water hole, John dismounted to check the tracks to see which way the lion had gone. While the hounds have a highly developed sense of smell, they can't see the tracks and could just as easily backtrail a cat as follow it in the right direction. Drum is the lead or strike dog, and is usually the first one to get the right track. Drum's experienced nose is checking and rechecking to pick out the freshest track. Now he's got it. It's up to us to stay with the pack, or at least keep the hounds within hearing distance. Far ahead, a tawny streak moves across the flats toward the high country. They've got him on the run.
When we caught up with the pack, we could quickly see the lion's predicament. The cat's in the draw, but makes a break for high ground, only to find himself in a worse position, because now he's on a sand island, completely surrounded by the draw. All he can do is fight. Drum's right in there. Drum knows when it's time for an orderly retreat. He knows that one swipe of that paw could lay him wide open. The cat's in a bad place for roping. All we can do is hope the dogs keep a safe distance and that the cat will make a dash for a tree where we can get close enough to rope him. With Drum constantly pressing the big tom and the other dogs surrounding the island in the draw below, the cat really seems to be cornered. In a final desperate lunge, the cat makes a giant leap to the other side of the draw. The hounds are hot after him. and so are we. The real job of capturing a mountain lion was still ahead of us, and as we followed the baying hounds, I couldn't help but think it was going to be quite a job to get 150 pounds of spitting, fighting cat under control. The lion had moved into the high country. We had to go carefully over the jagged rocks, but the cry of the hounds was telling us we'd better hurry. He's trapped in a rock outcropping, but not for long. Seeing him spring through those rocks, you know why he's called a mountain lion. Hurry up, Drum. They've got him again. The hounds really know how to work as a team. They know there's safety in numbers, and the cat feels the pressure. Young Spot learned the hard way, though, that this guy means business. The cat makes his move. We're really in the lion's home territory now. The agile cat could easily move through these rocks, and if he got enough of a lead, might lose the pack. Drum has him cornered. Careful, Drum. Magnificent. He must have covered 50 feet in 2 jumps. There are not many places left to hide now. What a picture of power and defiance. Now both cat and dogs are nearly exhausted. Maybe this is where we can rope him. No, off again. That move seemed to surprise the dogs. It may just give old Tom enough time to escape. Escape is not in the cards for Mr. Mountain Lion this time. There's Drum's deep voice leading the chorus that says they've got him treed. Now that the dogs have caught their breath, they should be able to hold him. But we have to get there as soon as possible. The dogs try desperately to reach the cat, but fortunately they can't. Some hounds have been known to climb right into a tree with a mountain lion, only to be swatted right out again and smashed on the rocks below.
While John goes ahead, I grab a rope. John and Marlin pull the dogs out to tie them up, while I fix a noose on the end of a pole. He isn't going to like this at all. The idea is to get the noose over his head and pull him to the ground as gently as possible. But he knows he's cornered, and there's no telling what he'll do. The rope's over his neck, but it won't pull tight. Drum gives us a hand, while the cat makes toothpicks out of my catching stick. looks as if we've got him. As he hesitates, John and Marlin get his tail just in time. With 150 pounds of pure muscle howling at the end of the rope, it's all we can do to hold him. If he ever got a man's arm or leg in his jaws, he'd crush the bone. When we have him partially under control, John starts putting leather thongs around his leg. I hope he doesn't chew through the rope before we get him tied. The way John gets him tied in a matter of seconds makes us mighty glad that he's along. Old Longtail is almost under control. The final step is to put a stick in the lion's mouth so we can tie his jaws. This is the toughest part of all. The cat bites on the stick and the leather thong is tied around his jaws. The stick ensures that he can breathe while he's being transported. While we calm the cat, John gets his mule. A blindfold is necessary to make Blackjack willing to accept a lion for a rider. Blackjack doesn't seem willing at all, and neither does the cat. It's a long way down the mountain, and we knew we'd have to have him well secured. Blackjack puts his foot down. He's not about to help this project one bit. Finally, we have old Tom set for his ride. He'll be released in a new area where he won't have the ready temptation of young livestock.
As you have seen, the desert has many moods and faces. It can be desolate and cruel, but it can also be beautiful and awe-inspiring. The wonder of the desert is most vividly experienced when the rains come, in a relentless and sudden torrent, bearing what will perhaps be the entire year's rainfall. This transfusion into the desert's rock-like soil magically lifts the landscape into a sea of vibrant color, a sea that will all too soon return to a gray-green cover of mesquite and thirsty cactus. Here in one of the last true frontiers of the world, you can marvel at the delicate beauty of a fawn, the curious locomotion of a sidewinder, the lithe movements of a mountain lion. Surrounded by sand and saguaro, these and the other animals of the desert make up the many faces of the Sonora, a living portrait of a fascinating corner of the wild kingdom.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Like what you saw? Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for more exclusive content. And visit our website at wildkingdom.com.